Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the social media marketing update for February 2023. My name is Alison, and I am the founder and CEO of Avocado Social. So it's lovely to have you with us this afternoon. This session is being recorded, so if you would like to watch it back or share it with a colleague or a friend, then please do keep an eye on your emails where we'll send out the recording. And also we will be putting it on YouTube as well, on our YouTube channel, which is Avocado Social. So I recognize a few names from people who have joined us in the past. We are now doing this update on a monthly basis. So welcome back if you are here for the second time this year. But if you are new to our marketing updates, then the idea of this session is just to give you an overall look at what is changing and what the new features that you need to know about are as a social media manager in 2023. So I can see there's still a few people joining us, so I'll let them come through. Hello, everyone. Nice to have you with us. Hi, Sophie. Thanks for saying hi in the chat there. And I will also be opening the floor to any questions that anybody might have as we go through today's key findings. So we will do a bit of a Q&A at the end as well. Okay, hello. Lovely to have you with us. Hope everyone's nice and busy, but not too busy. The world of social media is constantly changing, so it is incredibly fast paced. So I really appreciate you taking the time just to join us for this update. And I've got lots to tell you about the ever-changing world of social media. Okay, so let's get started then. So welcome to the social media marketing update for February 2023. If you're new to this update or you haven't met me before, then my name is Alison Battersby. I've been running Avocado Social since 2014 and worked with a wide range of businesses and brands over the years. I specifically tend to get a lot of business in the hospitality sector. So we work with a lot of hotels, restaurants, pubs and bars, but we do also consult a wide range of clients from universities to pharmaceutical companies, to FMCG brands. So hopefully I can bring you a nice mixture of different experiences today. And of course, I've always got my finger on the pulse with different examples, trends, and features that are changing in social media. So if you do ever want to pick my brains, then you're very welcome to in the Q&A section or on a future marketing update as well. We are now running them monthly. And I understand as a social media manager, it is incredibly hard to keep up to date with all of the latest trends. Social media is moving at lightning speed, and every day there are new updates happening on the platforms. So it is incredibly difficult staying on top of what's trending, which is where the thinking came from for running these monthly sessions for free. So please do feel free to sign up to any of our future ones. We are running them monthly, and it's usually the third week of the month that we aim for. So I'll share the link at the end of today's session. Okay, so these are the 7 key trends that I wanted to discuss today. We are slightly skewed towards Meta and TikTok today. So I know in our last session, we did discuss LinkedIn and Twitter a little more. So I've gone more down the Meta route, but just simply because they have been making some huge announcements over the last few days. So let's start with number 1, which is social media motivations. So the motivations behind why you might use social media are quite different per platform. And we can now see, thanks to this brilliant report that came out in January of 2023 from We Are Social and the social media listening tool Meltwater, that Facebook is still the largest platform in the world in terms of its user base. So it might surprise you. You might be thinking, I thought people were sort of over Facebook. and had lost interest in the tool, but actually it is still the world's #1 and the UK's #1 accessed social media network. The majority of people are using Facebook to stay in touch with family and friends. And anecdotally, what I hear from people when I'm running training sessions is that people don't want to leave Facebook because they will leave a lot of connections and communications with past friends, alumni, family across the world. So communication with your loved ones and with your personal network is still the #1 reason why people use Facebook. You can see other platforms are very quickly rising in popularity behind Facebook. TickTok, which is only 5 years old, has basically grown to almost the same size as Instagram. I wonder if there's any other ones that surprise you there. Often I find people are quite surprised that WhatsApp is counted as a social media platform. It is, of course, owned by Meta. And also there are a number of Chinese social media platforms in the list here, which you may not recognize. So that is some of those ones where you might not notice the name, might not recognize the name, like WeChat or Douyin or Sina Weibo. So in terms of motivations then, sorry, my mouse is skipping around a bit, so I'll just leave that there. We can see that the majority of people using Facebook are on it to message their family and friends. In terms of Instagram, it's far more around actually uploading content. So people on Instagram like to post or share photos or videos more so than on any other platform. And with capabilities like Reels and Stories, making it far more creative to be able to share content, Instagram does seem to attract the most creators of any of the other platforms. LinkedIn and Twitter are about keeping up to date with news and current events, whereas Pinterest is more around following and researching brands and products, although I would say that a lot of people are using Instagram for that as well. Reddit, looking for funny or entertaining content, as well as TikTok. So that does tend to be the biggest reason why people are using TikTok. I thought this post, which I spotted earlier on LinkedIn, actually nicely summarizes the motivations behind each social media platform. TikTok, looking for funny and entertaining. Facebook, messaging friends and family. Twitter, Instagram, we've already discussed. So it's quite good just to keep thinking about why people are using each social media platform and if your content adheres to their needs. So posting the same piece of content across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn isn't going to generate you huge engagement. It's about customizing your content and really meeting your customers' needs on each platform. And that does tend to be the more successful social media strategies that I see are where the team have really thought about the audience on each one. Okay, so on to one of the biggest announcements that has happened over the last week, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen the news around this, but Meta Verified was actually announced over the weekend by Meta. It is something they've been working on in the background that got announced. I think it got leaked actually. And so it forced Mark Zuckerberg to make the announcement quite off the cuff about this new subscription service that lets you verify your account with a government ID, get a blue badge, and create a bit of protection is how they are framing this, protecting you against spammers. This is very much a trend that we have started to see on other platforms too. So Twitter Blue is probably the most famous of the verification announcements that have happened in the last few weeks. But this is definitely a way that the social media platforms are looking to make an extra revenue stream by charging users for essentially a pro account. So I'm really interested to hear from those of you who've joined us today, whether you think it's something you might consider subscribing to in the future, whether you feel like the benefits are actually worth the cost. So it's quite pricey. Meta Verified starts at $11.99 a month on web, or if you're using an app through Apple, then $14.99 per month. That will give you the blue tick. It's also said to increase your visibility on the platform, although there is a lot of gray area around that right now. And so it's something that Meta are starting to hint that you might get a better reach on your posts, but it's not something they've guaranteed yet. And it will also give you access to some new features before anyone else gets them as well. This is going to be tested in Australia and New Zealand first, and it's only available for creator accounts. So it's not something a business can currently subscribe to, although that very much is the plan down the road from Meta. So they're following Twitter's plan here in terms of having a verified business account package. And I'd imagine we'll see something about that before the end of this year. So just to reiterate those benefits then, Meta Verified would get you the check mark, that blue tick that everyone is so desperate for on Instagram and Facebook. I actually think the most interesting benefit is support. So it's really hard to get hold of anyone at Facebook and Instagram and for them to help you with your particular issues. And so access to personalized one-to-one support is one of the benefits that Meta Verified will get you. So it's still yet to we get to uncover how good that support is going to be, but that is something that they are promising. Again, they're hinting at increased visibility and reach, perhaps through better recommendations and suggestions for your account, and also access to new features. So there's some stickers that you can use on Instagram stories that have been launched just for Meta Verified. So that is big news at the moment in social media. I ran a poll earlier this week on my LinkedIn profile to ask whether people would be interested in subscribing, and actually 99% of people said no, they wouldn't subscribe. Obviously, this is coming at it from a business point of view at the moment. So I don't know whether we'll see a lot of people subscribing who are creators, so influencers who are looking to get extra security and a bit of extra help on the platform. I think if you were making money from Instagram directly, you could pretty easily work out the return on investment there. But this is essentially one of the ways in which Facebook will be looking to create a revenue stream around, as we see them really focus in on extra ways to make money over the next couple of years. This is, of course, all because of what has happened over the last 2 years around their revenues being hammered by privacy changes. So in April 2021, Apple launched their privacy changes, their privacy update, which allowed users to opt out of being tracked by particular websites, including Facebook. This meant a lot of pixel data that was gathering information about web visitors and app visitors was suddenly not able for many advertisers to target. So if you are using Facebook advertising, you'll be very aware that suddenly your custom audiences based on website visitors and pixel data are a lot smaller now than what they used to be, because it's thought over 80% of people opted out of being tracked on an Apple device. This damaged Meta's revenues. It's said to have cost them more than $10 billion in income just in 2022. So 8% of their total revenue in 2021 as well. So it has had a big dent in Meta's revenue. So thinking about ways that they can make additional revenue streams from the app, then this new verified kind of pro account is thought to be able to generate $1.7 billion next year for Meta. And that is a prediction that's been made by the Bank of America. So it will be interesting to see whether consumers and creators do begin to pay for the social media tools that we've been using for free for so long now. The second big announcement that we've had from Meta is one that I'm actually really excited about. I think this is a great new feature that will allow both creators and hopefully down the road businesses to use broadcast channels, which will essentially be a private group on Instagram, as a way to keep your community up to date on some of your recent product news, events, and behind the scenes content. So broadcast channels, which were announced this week, are a one-to-many messaging tool that will allow creators to directly engage with their followers at scale. You might already be part of a WhatsApp broadcast, which is where the idea stemmed from. This idea that you can be in a group with lots of other people, but you don't see who else is in the group. You just simply receive messages from the owner of the group. But they actually look a lot more interactive and exciting than a WhatsApp broadcast. So creators will be able to keep their followers updated with behind the scenes moments using text, images, we can see polls here, voice notes. So they'll be able to leave voice notes for their audience, videos, I think I've already said. And so we're starting to see this test go live with a bunch of creators. There's about 20 creators that Instagram have got signed up for the initial test of this, which is happening in the US. So they're rolling it out with creators first, which shows their dedication to offering all of these new features and updates for creators. And the sorts of people they've got signed up for the test include obviously some influencers, but also some musicians, some sporting celebrities, sports stars, such as skateboarders and pro surfers, a few comedy and meme celebrities as well on Instagram. So kind of Instagram influencers spanning lots of different themes. I've also seen a few people potentially going down the route of using this or talking about how they want to use this for business as well. So the way that you would do that is you'd have to do it through an individual's profile. So maybe you have a prolific CEO or maybe some employees who might be interested in running a broadcast group on behalf of your business. It could be that you have a particular thought leader. So for example, I worked with a fashion brand last year, and they would probably use their creative director's Instagram profile for something like this. Mark Zuckerberg, is actually testing this out using a broadcast channel, which you can see here, where he's planning to use the broadcast to share news and updates on products and tech that they're building at Meta. So a way of essentially keeping people in the loop about what he's changing to Facebook and different Facebook platforms. So there are business examples, but at the moment they would have to come via an individual's Instagram account. So just to reiterate a few of those points, these broadcast channels are being launched in the US at the moment, testing with creators only. You'd be able to upload text, video, photo, and voice notes, and only the creators can send the messages, which while followers can react to and vote in polls, followers won't be able to respond with a piece of text. So it will keep the chat to a minimum, unlike a busy Facebook or WhatsApp group. So we expect to see more broadcast channels and different innovative ways of utilizing those later on in the year. Okay, so we're on to update number 4, which is TikTok analytics. TikTok has added 70,000 data insights to its TikTok Insights tool. This is a free tool that anyone can access. You don't even have to be logged into TikTok. You can simply create an account on TikTok for Business, and this will allow you access to the TikTok Insights tool, which is a dashboard and interactive app that will allow you to drill into specific usage trends and shifts. So there's some really interesting insights you can have a look at in there based on industry, based on the age of your audience, and based on holidays and events as well. So if you're putting together a bit of a deck or a pitch about TikTok to your team, or perhaps to your bosses to unlock some budget, then this is a great resource to come to. So that's the TikTok Insights tool. So you can just Google that. One of the other changes they've made recently is they've also added a lot of additional insights to Ads Manager. Now, TikTok Ads Manager, again, you don't have to be running ads to get access to this dashboard. You would simply create a login on TikTok for Business, and then this will help you get a better understanding of your videos that you're posting. This doesn't just cover ads, it covers all of your unique content and organic content as well. So worth logging in here, having a look at your Ads Manager, even if you're not running ads on TikTok. So you're going to be able to see a lot of additional insights around your TikTok video that you just don't get on the app. So there's far more detailed breakdowns of the audience that are engaged in that particular video. You'll also be able to see the retention rates of views of that video and whether people are clicking away or getting bored of your video at certain points. So this really helps with creating better videos and the specific elements that you could begin to include in your videos. So if you find that people are getting bored after 4 or 5 seconds of your video, that's when you need a new edit, show something interesting, perhaps a voiceover or some text overlay, or maybe that's when you do a transition to a different clip. So have a look at this section. It's all quite new, and it's, you know, a huge amount of analytics insights that will help you to shape your future video content on TikTok. One of the other big changes we've seen to TikTok in just the past week is the new section on the TikTok Creative Center called Top Products on TikTok. If you haven't been on the TikTok Creative Center before, this is an amazing free dashboard that lists the top trends on TikTok right now, the top hashtags, and the top creator videos. So this new chart is showing us the top products, and this is based on the top things, top items appearing in ad creatives. So what are the most common products now appearing in ad creatives on TikTok within the last 7, 30, or I think day. So you can even drill down into the last 24 hours as well. So you can see here that the top product at the moment on TikTok is, if we go right back to the top, it is beauty products. So makeup. You can see other things there like teeth whitening. We've got serum, hair serums and essences as well. Skincare, perfume. So yeah, makeup tools. If you click on details, you can even drill down on the average click-through rate and other stats, including cost per acquisition as well, CPA, how much it's costing for a sale. You can also see the total number of engagements and impressions on those particular ad creatives. So a huge amount of data, again, is available to you if you log into this TikTok dashboard called Creative Center. I love to use the Creative Center for inspiration around the top trends, songs, And it also tells you the best performing ads on the platform too. So if you're approaching TikTok ads, or even just getting your content, your organic content off the ground over the next few months, this is a brilliant resource to go and have a look at, that I would recommend logging into at least once a week and just seeing what is trending on the platform. So I was looking at it this morning and I could still see that so much Pancake Day content from earlier in the week, from Tuesday, is still trending on TikTok. So interesting to see that that has hung around for a couple of days. And once you click on a particular trend, or in this case, a product, you can get a lot more insight around that. You can also see related videos based on that particular trend, and also right at the bottom there, related hashtags too. So you could do your hashtag research for TikTok using the Creative Center. So if you joined me in January, you'll have heard a little bit more about ChatGPT and how it can absolutely support what you do on a day-to-day basis as a social media manager. So we were discussing back in January a few ways that you could use ChatGPT for your social media copy, whether that is copywriting posts or ad copy. So I would recommend having a look at putting in previous posts or previous captions and asking ChatGPT to generate some fresh ideas for you. A really quick way of helping you to create content that is on brand and in your tone of voice and personality, as long as you ask the right queries to ChatGPT. So try and be as detailed as possible, and always give ChatGPT some examples that have worked and ask them to create similar ones for you, so that the tool, the AI tool, can start to understand a bit more about the way in which you speak online. If you're new to ChatGPT, you don't know much about it, it is seen as the world's most sophisticated AI tool, which is they've created a chatbot that will essentially do anything that you ask it in terms of writing. So people are writing scripts, podcasts, YouTube descriptions, blog posts, even books using the tool. One of the things that was announced right at the beginning of February, on the 1st, was the Pro ChatGPT account. So ChatGPT is free, but what you might have found is every time you try and log in, their server is so overrun now because of the popularity of the tool that often it is closed and you can't get access to it. So ChatGPT Plus was launched in February. It is available in the US only at the moment, but looking to roll out to other countries very soon. It costs $20 a month, and it allows you to gain guaranteed access to the tool. So you can bypass the queue and get straight in to get your social media posts written. So I'm definitely going to be upgrading to ChatGPT Plus. I found it incredibly helpful over the last few months since it launched at the end of last year. And I think $20 a month is actually very reasonable. But I understand that, that's not accessible for everyone. So in that case, I would continue to urge you to still have a look at the free tool, but you might find that you're using kind of odd times, like very early in the morning or very, very late at night, might be better ways for you to gain access to that tool. Are you using ChatGPT? Let me know if so, and what kinds of things are you using it for? So here at Avocado Social, we're using it for fresh ideas for copy for some of our clients, also ad copy, and we've used it to help us create a couple of blog posts over the last few months as well. One of the things that we're going to see more and more of over this year is this integration of AI into some of the tools we know and love and use every day. So later, the social media scheduling tool has actually launched just over the last few days their AI Instagram caption tool. So they will automatically generate captions for you and then looking at the captions that you have already uploaded and scheduled to get your tone of voice correct and to start to understand how you speak and what kind of information you like to include in your posts. So the caption writer, I haven't had a chance to test it out yet, but it looks really cool. You'll be able to kind of give later a bit of a theme and ask it to suggest writing some captions for you. We're going to see AI integrated in a few other tools this year. Microsoft have been working hard to integrate AI into some of their tools, such as Outlook. One of the things I've heard that they will be doing later this year is recording every Teams meeting, using what they hear on a Teams meeting to summarize that into a summary notes document for you. And if their AI hears that you're planning to get together for another brainstorm or meeting, that will automatically create a calendar invite going out to all of the attendees of that particular meeting on Teams. So there's going to be some really fascinating ways of speeding up processes and getting AI integrated into some of the day-to-day tools that we are all using to manage our social media. So pretty excited to see that one. I'm also quite interested to see how Google is using AI. And I think I'm going to be blown away, and I think many of us will, by how quickly AI will start to become very common in many of the tools that we're using. Just earlier, actually, I saw a mock-up of how AI is going to be used on Google Maps to essentially create a virtual tour of every single business that's on Google Maps based on AI. So pretty nuts. But I think, yeah, very exciting. And I'm sure we'll be talking about AI in some of the future updates this year coming from Avocado Social. So you can just see in the comments there, Courtney says she missed a little of what I said. Microsoft Teams, that is something that is going to be integrated into Microsoft Teams later this year. Just something I heard, that you'll be able to have a meeting with people on Teams. And then if Teams kind of hears you saying, oh, let's get together again next week, it will automatically create a new calendar invite and invite everyone who was on that call. And also they will be doing kind of note summaries of your conferences you hold on Teams as well. So some really interesting, useful tools there coming out soon. So one of the biggest questions I get asked is, how much does social media advertising cost? One of the things that I was absolutely fascinated to read earlier this week, again, thanks to the We Are Social report that I referenced at the beginning of today, is that global ad spend on social media has more than doubled since COVID. A third of global digital ad spend is spent on social media now, which is incredible given that about 10 years ago, it's such a tiny amount of digital ad spend, and now it's taking a third of that. And $226 billion is expected to be, I say is expected, was the total ad spend in 2022 on social media. The top social media advertiser in the world, so the one that spends the most budget, is Disney. But other companies like Microsoft are top spenders as well. Airbnb as well as a big spender. So pretty fascinating. And if you're not already advertising in social media, then this is probably the kind of biggest area of opportunity for you at the moment, because it is an effective way of getting in front of your social media audience. As I said, I get asked all the time, how much does advertising cost? And so I thought it would be interesting today just to share some of the most recent benchmarks that we are seeing on social media. And in particular, I've focused on Facebook. Facebook is typically the most cost-effective of the social media platforms. It's where you can see the cheapest results. And when I say Facebook, I mean Facebook specifically, not kind of all of Meta as well. So Instagram is slightly more expensive than Facebook, but only slightly to advertise on. Here we can see the average cost per click across all different industries is currently 97 cents, so about 80 pence. The average cost per 1,000 impressions is around $7.19. That's about £5.96. So essentially that costs you about £6 to reach 1,000 people. Now, these are complete averages spanning across different industries, including food, drink, fashion, sports, business, tech. So you will find that you might see some quite different figures here, but this hopefully gives you an average. I just ran a campaign with a client who are an FMCG brand. They're a yogurt company, and they saw two or three pounds per 1,000 impressions with their ads. So they were able to reach 1,000 people costing, I think it was about £2.50. So when you compare that to other activities like running an advert in a local paper or a magazine nationwide, or even looking at other activities like podcasts or radio adverts, you can begin to make that like-for-like comparison as to how much it's going to cost you to reach thousands of people. I still get asked, which I'm always really surprised about, how much it costs per like, because I don't think many people now run adverts with a view to just increasing their page likes. But it's around $1.07, so about £1.41 here in the UK. And a cost per download, so if you are running ads with a view to getting a download of an app or a download of a white paper, download of a voucher or ticket, then that might be around kind of the £5 mark, so £4.54 or $5.47. As I said, these are averages, so your ad campaigns might completely blow these figures out of the water and be incredibly successful, but it's sometimes good just to have a bit of a benchmark. If you're interested in finding out more about average costs and generally around Facebook and Instagram advertising, then I am running a workshop coming up in April, which is ideal for those just getting started with Facebook and Instagram advertising. Perhaps you've run a few campaigns and you want to find out how well they went, or perhaps look at ways of making them even better. Then I'll be sharing all of my top tips. Plus, I'll be giving you a walkthrough on how to get those ads set up, best practice, and how to run a little A/B testing where you compare different campaigns that are running at the same time. So do come and be part of that. You can find out more about all of our upcoming workshops at avocadosocial.com. We have a section called workshops where you can sign up to future events, and I hope that some of you would join us for that session in April of this year. Okay, so I'm about to open the floor to any questions that anyone might have around anything that we've covered today. I can see there's a couple in the chat that I want to get to in just a moment. I will also let you know that we have got a couple of spots open for our membership consultancy service. This is a bespoke service where you as a business or an individual can become a member of ours. This means that you get one-to-one support on a monthly basis. We'll give you a consultancy session each month where you can cover off your particular objectives. We can get into the nitty-gritty of what you've got coming up in social media, what campaigns you're running, and I can give you bespoke advice on how to improve what you're doing. So if you're interested in becoming a member, then please do let us know, inquire today, get in touch. There's information about that on our website as well. And like I said, we've got 2 spots open at the moment. So there's certainly capacity if you are interested. Okay, so I'm going to open the floor to questions now. So if you have got something you wanted to ask me about anything we've covered today or anything else, you're welcome to use this to ask me anything that is kind of burning at the moment in social media. So I will start with the question from Flavia, who has said, can you share some examples of your ChatGPT generated content? Yes, I can. So if you have a look at the Avocado Social website and look at some of our recent blog posts, so any of the blogs that have been written this year, all of them have been generated using ChatGPT. So what we did was a mixture of putting transcripts from videos that we have already recorded into ChatGPT and asking them to create a 300-word blog post from that transcript. Or we have been asking ChatGPT to generate YouTube descriptions for us based again on the transcript of a video. So there's some pretty amazing stuff that you can do. I will be I am recording today's session. I will be putting that transcript of every word that I've spoken today into ChatGPT, and I will ask it to make me a summary blog post of this video. So you will see this video become a blog post using ChatGPT later on this week. So there's some amazing things you can ask it to do, and that's just scratching the surface. So I know a lot of social media managers who are using ChatGPT to help them write captions for their Instagram, Facebook posts. They're saying things like, can you create some new captions for me to help me promote this product based on these previous captions I've used before? And so go ahead and play around with the tool and see what it creates for you, because it is such a brilliant time saver. So that's ChatGPT. Okay, any other questions that anyone wanted to ask me today? Just having a look through the chat now. Yeah, Ellie Mae says that she is often locked out of ChatGPT because it's at full capacity. That is unfortunately one of the things now that since it launched in November, we're finding it is often full as well. So that's why I'm really keen to get subscribed to the up-to-date paid for pro version. And Moni says, is the video recording session available to receive? Absolutely. I'm going to put this on YouTube as soon as I have downloaded it. And also we will email you all a copy of today as well. Cool. So please do head to our website, avocadosocial.com, which I am putting in the chat now. And there you will be able to sign up to next month's update. You will also be able to find the advertising workshop that I mentioned earlier on. So if you're interested in improving your Facebook and Instagram advertising skills, then that is a workshop we've got coming up in April. So just over a month's time. So please do check us out, and I will leave it there for today and let you guys get back to your busy diaries. But thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to next month's update.